Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something we've all experienced, dealing with toxic people. You know the ones. They leave you feeling drained, frustrated, or even questioning yourself after every interaction. Whether it's a critical family member, a negative coworker, or a friend who's always creating drama, toxic relationships can seriously impact your mental health and well-being. The good news, you don't have to let toxic people control your life. I've put together 5 smart, practical strategies that actually work, and I'm sharing them with you today. Quick disclaimer, I'm not talking about abusive relationships here, which require professional help and different approaches. These strategies are for those everyday toxic interactions that chip away at your energy and happiness. Let's dive in. Strategy 1. Set clear boundaries. The first and most powerful strategy is setting clear boundaries. Many of us struggle with this because we worry about seeming rude or hurting someone's feelings. But here's the truth. Boundaries aren't mean, they're necessary. Let me share a quick personal story. I had a friend who would call me at all hours with their latest crisis, expecting me to drop everything to help. After months of interrupted sleep and anxiety whenever my phone rang, I finally had to set a boundary. I told them, I care about you, but I can't take calls after 9 p.m. anymore. I need that time to rest. Was it uncomfortable? Yes. Did they get upset? Initially. But that boundary saved our friendship and my sanity. Here's how to set effective boundaries with toxic people. 1. Be specific about what behavior is unacceptable. 2. Communicate your boundary calmly and directly. 3. Don't over-explain or apologize for your needs. 4. Be consistent in enforcing your boundary. Remember, you're not responsible for their reaction to your healthy boundary. That's on them, not you. Strategy 2. Practice emotional detachment. Strategy number 2 might sound counterintuitive, but it's incredibly effective. Practice emotional detachment. This doesn't mean becoming cold or uncaring. It means not allowing someone else's toxicity to dictate your emotional state. Think about it like this. When someone criticizes you unfairly, your natural reaction is to defend yourself or internalize their criticism. But what if you could observe their behavior without absorbing it? Next time you're dealing with a toxic person, try this mental shift. This is about them, not me. Their negativity, criticism, or drama says more about their internal state than it does about you. A technique I find helpful is visualizing their words as clouds passing by. You can see them, acknowledge them, but you don't have to catch and carry them. This detachment creates emotional space between you and their toxicity. It's like having an invisible shield that lets you interact with difficult people without taking on their negative energy. Strategy 3. Limit your exposure. Sometimes the smartest way to deal with toxic people is simply to limit your exposure to them. I know. This isn't always possible, especially if it's a coworker or family member. But even in those situations, you can strategically reduce your interaction time. If it's a toxic colleague, try to communicate more through email than in-person meetings. If it's a draining relative, plan shorter visits with clear start and end times. For those toxic people you aren't obligated to see, it's okay to create distance. You don't need to announce it or have a dramatic conversation. Just gradually reduce contact. Remember, your time and energy are precious resources. You get to decide who deserves access to them. Strategy 4. Maintain perspective with support systems. Strategy number 4 is maintaining perspective through strong support systems. Toxic people have an uncanny ability to make you question your reality. Am I overreacting? Maybe I am the problem. This is especially true with manipulative people who use gaslighting tactics. This is where trusted friends, family members, or even a therapist become invaluable. They provide that reality check when your perspective gets skewed. After interactions with toxic people, talk to someone who knows and supports you. Just sharing your experience can help you process it and see the situation more clearly. My friend Alex does this brilliant thing. She has what she calls her sanity committee. 3 friends she trusts completely, who help her distinguish between valid criticism and toxic nonsense. Build your own support network of people who lift you up rather than tear you down. They'll help you maintain perspective when toxic people try to distort it. Strategy 5. Focus on what you can control. Our 5th and final strategy is perhaps the most important. Focus on what you can control. Here's a hard truth. You cannot change toxic people. Trying to fix them, reason with them, or make them see how they're hurting you often leads to frustration and disappointment. What you can control is how you respond to their behavior, the boundaries you establish, your own thoughts and actions, whether you allow their perspective to define your self-worth. I love this quote from Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When dealing with toxic people, channel your energy into your own well-being rather than trying to change them. Focus on building your resilience, pursuing your goals, and nurturing positive relationships. This shift in focus doesn't just help you cope with toxic people, it ensures they don't derail your happiness and success. Conclusion. There you have it, 5 smart strategies for dealing with toxic people. 1. Set clear boundaries. 2. Practice emotional detachment. 3. Limit your exposure. 4. Maintain perspective with support systems. 5. Focus on what you can control. Remember, you deserve relationships that energize rather than drain you. While we can't always remove toxic people from our lives completely, these strategies give you back control. I'd love to hear your experiences or additional strategies in the comments below. What works for you when dealing with toxic people? If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need these strategies, and don't forget to subscribe for more content on creating a healthy, balanced life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.